Hey guys, so for once, not going to be a sad video. I'm finally going to announce to y'all that I am pregnant again. I am 20 weeks and 4 days. We waited until after the point where we lost Alex, which was 15 weeks and 4 days, to tell my family. We actually told them a couple of days after that because we decided to tell everybody on my birthday on July 23rd. But before I announce it on here, I wanted to at least make it to the 20-week mark. So let's jump right into this. We just had our sonogram on the 13th of August, and I think it was the 13th. We're going to say the 13th. But my son, having a baby boy, is perfectly healthy, from what we can tell. He's just fine. There's nothing wrong with him. Heartbeat was 157, and that was a huge relief because one of my, fears, once we got past where we lost Alex, and we started getting closer to when we were getting that sonogram, one of my big things was that I started imagining, like, a week before the sonogram, I was like, oh my god, what if he or she's gonna be missing limbs, or they're gonna be missing half of their skull, like the bucket list baby, and just thinking of all of these things that could go wrong, because I could just think, the last time I had a second sonogram, it didn't end well. But, everything's fine. Baby's okay. I will admit that, regardless of the fact that we have hit the 20-week mark, I am still really nervous. I am still really scared. It just comes and goes. Like, I hadn't had a panic attack since my birthday when I started having them before the sonogram. I had a couple because I just kept thinking, what if something happens? Or what if we get there and the heartbeat's not there? Even though me and Jamie have a fetal Doppler unit, it's the Angel Sounds. It's only like $20 some odd, but it works really well. And so even though I could listen to Sean whenever I wanted to, I was still freaked out because it's like, okay, with Alex, one day he was there, one day he wasn't. But fear aside, this pregnancy is going fairly well. It's actually a little harder than Alex's was on me, just because I have more symptoms. And I might be remembering my pregnancy wrong, but I do remember that with Alex, I had nausea, but I didn't throw up. And I never had heartburn. And I didn't have a huge problem with gas. There were so many things. My pregnancy with Alex was pretty easy. But with this pregnancy, I've had so many different things. First off, I was pregnant with Alex during the summer, but it wasn't a big deal. And I don't think this summer, at least in Kansas, is any hotter than it was last year. I mean, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I don't think it was any hotter. At the time, I was in the cosmetics department of my store because I moved, because I couldn't handle being around customers asking me about how my pregnancy went, or, hey, did you have your baby? I mean, that kind of thing. I couldn't handle it, so I moved. And that side of the store is really, really hot. And this is where I think I found something that, as an autistic woman, it's really affected me differently, I think, than how it probably affects your typical pregnant woman. Because between it just being hot in my store all the time, and cosmetics being an especially hot area, I'd have my hot flashes, and I would get so hot that I just couldn't handle it. Oh, it was terrible. And, everybody's like, oh, it's hot on that side, but not like it was for me. Like, for me, it felt like I was going to pass out. There were a number of days where I had to go home because I was that hot, and because it was triggering meltdowns now and again, because I was just so overheated. And, maybe it was the hot flashes. I don't know. But all I know is that I've got enough friends that have been pregnant at my store, and they've been pregnant during the summer, and I do not remember any of them having this reaction to heat like I am. So, needless to say, for the first time in years, I'm looking forward to winter. Luckily, the heat hasn't been as bad because I've moved back to being a cashier since beginning of the month. And it's cooler up there. First off, the registers have fans, and I was having to walk around with a little neck fan when I was in cosmetics and HBA. So it's easier. I still have the hot flashes, and they can still be pretty bad, but they aren't as bad as they were on that side of the store. Thank goodness. The other thing that I think is affecting me perhaps more than it does your typical pregnant woman is something that typically kind of affects me more than your typical woman in general. Typical, neurotypical words. And that's nausea. With Alex, I had some nausea. With Sean, I've actually thrown up a couple of times. And I'm one of those people that I can't actually throw up. Not really. It like gets up there and then goes back down. I know, TMI, but we're talking about a series of events that's going to lead to something coming out of my vagina. So, vomit, I don't think is too bad anyways. Anyhow, but I don't typically actually throw up. I don't remember actually throwing up since I was like 16 when I threw up a burrito. But, I've actually thrown up a couple of times with Sean. It was just a little bit, but I have thrown up. And for me, I mean, I know that being nauseous and throwing up is uncomfortable for everybody. But just, oh my God, if I am nauseous, if I feel like I'm going to throw up, then it's just like, nope, 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 done. I'm done. No. And I've gotten to the point, I think, where I can handle the nausea for the most part. It wasn't triggering meltdowns, but it's like if I'm having a combination of the nausea and the heartburn, which I've never had. I've never had heartburn, ever in my life. Only during this pregnancy. But it's like if I'm getting hit with being tired, and I'm getting hit with nausea and heartburn, and I just, no, I have to like get out of there because I can't let all that happen to me at the same time. And I'm just like, but, the other thing I think affects me more is lightheadedness, which is a symptom at this point because of increase in blood flow. But, I think what it is that, lightheadedness has always really bothered me, but it's just like, when I get lightheaded, the sensory processing kicks in and everything gets louder, and it's like, the lightheadedness becomes the beginning of a meltdown, which really, really sucks. And sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does, but that's another symptom that, since I'm having more symptoms with Sean than I did with Alex, that I think maybe perhaps could affect women with autism more than your neurotypical woman who's pregnant. Trying to think. I've been trying to make mental notes all day because I planned to make this video today. I was like, damn it, I'm doing it. Planned to make it 4 days ago. Damn it, I'm doing it. This one's probably not so much an autism thing, but more of a miscarriage thing. I'm fucking bummed that I don't get to really feel my kid move yet. It sucks. It really sucks. And it scared me at first. Then we went to that sonogram and found out why. What it is right at the front of my belly is where my placenta is. So basically my kid's kicking a cushion. So I only feel little flutters every once in a while. Last night, though, I'm sitting on the couch and I shifted and just bam, bam, 2 really hard jabs. And I'm like, what was that? And then it hit me like, oh my God, that was a kick! I felt a kick! Oh my God, I felt a kick! And then did everything in my power trying to get him to do it again, and he wouldn't do it. I'm like, damn it. I want to feel it. But I feel like, so many women are joking with me, telling me, hey, just enjoy it while you can, because soon he'll be dancing on your bladder, and you'll want him to stop. And I'm like, I don't think I would ever want him to stop. And that's because, I want to be able to have that reminder over and over again that he's okay. And I do have to say that, while the kicks and stuff don't bother me, the fluttering gets to me a little bit every once in a while because it, everybody compares it to gas. It doesn't feel like gas. But whoever said it feels like gas is full of shit. At this point, I know what gas feels like, and that's not what it feels like. But for some reason, when I feel the fluttering, it does kind of upset my stomach a little bit. So I can imagine that perhaps movement with the baby could be something that affects an autistic woman differently because of the different ways that it could feel. Because it is a weird feeling, but it's an amazing feeling. Because it's like, oh my god, there's something moving in there. I mean, it's really, really, really cool, and it's you know, I hated it when I'd ask somebody, what does it feel like, and they tell me you can't really describe it, and it's true, you can't really describe it. I mean, like I said, that those 2 jabs, and it's like this fluttering, like, just take your hand, and just do this against your arm. Just really light tapping. And imagine that inside of your stomach. That is what the fluttering or the quickening feels like. And then the really hard kick I felt like tonight was like somebody poked me in the stomach really hard twice. And it threw me off, but you know, it's an amazing feeling. You would think it would just be this sensation that you would just hate, because it sounds weird, but it's a beautiful thing, and it's amazing to feel. I think I would feel that way regardless if I had lost Alex, and that kicking's like really just a sign that, you know, okay, everything really is okay, everything's all right. I mean, even if I didn't have that, I think I would still enjoy the movement. I mean, I'm looking especially forward to the part where they can poke you with their feet or their hands, and you actually see the outline on the outside of your stomach. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be turning that freaking into a game. Like, freaking foot go across my stomach, and be like, poke it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to tickle you in the womb. I mean, I'm going to have fun with that one. When it comes to foods, I did not do the first trimester tactile test. I do plan on doing the second one. My second trimester should be over in... No. When? I'm due January 6th, by the way. I don't think I said that yet. Although if I have any say in the matter, I'm giving birth in December. September. End of September-ish should be when my second trimester is over. So I will try to do a second trimester tactile test, see if there's any foods that typically I can't handle that I can during this pregnancy. If you don't know what I'm talking about with that, please look at some of my older videos. During Alex, I ate foods at the end of my first trimester that generally really bothered me and that I can't eat, and tried to see if they were good for me. Like they didn't bother me. See if I was fine, because I have heard that some autistic women, the stuff that texture-wise normally bothers them, stops bothering them during pregnancy. And then, of course, I'll do one during the third trimester, and I'll do one like a month after the baby is born. That way we can see, you know, does that kind of stick around? Because I'll tell you what, if I could find out that I could eat tomatoes after this, I'm a happy woman, because that's going to make eating Italian a whole lot easier instead of having to make my own pasta sauce. There's no particular foods that are really bothering me. I mean, like, really, really bothering me. I mean, there's some foods that give me heartburn and stuff, but, like, texture-wise, there really isn't anything that's really bothering me. Other than the heat issue, I don't think there's anything really sensory-wise that's really bothering me. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to bring up. Again, not necessarily autistic, but I know that we sometimes have the tendency to overreact. I don't know if I told you guys before, but after Alex, with them not being able to tell me why I lost him, you know, I kind of just was like, you know what, nothing can convince me that my baby died for absolutely no reason. Nothing can convince me of that. Something that I put in or on my body caused it to happen, and nobody will ever convince me otherwise. Nobody. Nothing. It's like when people say, oh, well, SIDS can happen from nothing. No, they're finding links for SIDS. So there is a link somewhere that is causing miscarriages. And damn it, I'm not dealing with it. So as of January, I started making my own deodorant, started making my own toothpaste, my own mouthwash. I haven't taken medication of any kind since January. I won't even take Tums. And, you know, I have people tell me, oh, that's ridiculous. You know, Tums is nothing but this one ingredient. No. Look at the back of a package of Tums. That ingredients list is longer. I mean, it's not just that. And, you know, once upon a time, getting x-rays during pregnancy was safe. Getting, any kind of injections for, like, dental work was considered safe. Taking aspirin was safe. And smoking and drinking during pregnancy was safe. I mean, there's so many things that people considered safe during pregnancy, and then later on, we found out it's not. It's not okay. Don't fucking do it. And I don't want to find out somewhere down the road that, oh, hey, it turns out Tylenol's not safe to take during pregnancy. Oh, as it turns out, you really just shouldn't take any kind of laxative. Oh, and Tums, that red number 5, just no. We found out that red number 5 is bad. I mean, when you think about it, research isn't done on pregnant women. It's not really done because it's considered unethical. And how many women are going, maybe I should offer to do this study that could potentially hurt the thing growing inside me. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should endanger the life of my child for science. No, nobody's fucking saying that. There's not enough research out there for anybody to convince me now, at this point, that medication of any kind during pregnancy is safe. I mean, maybe it's me overreacting. Maybe. But honestly, I would rather overreact and not take Tums and then be a little bit uncomfortable with heartburn, or not take Tylenol and have to deal with headache longer than I would like to. And honestly, I'm actually having less headaches over the last few months, which is nice. I mean, I would rather deal with that discomfort than risk hurting my baby. That's how I feel about this. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, of course, that you're a bad mom or anything if you do take medication. You're not. You do what you feel is safe for you and your baby. This is just what is safe to me, for me and my baby. Just like I'm doing a natural birth at a birthing center. I mean, if I can. I mean, as I've told people before, it's like, I don't like the idea of a C-section. I don't want it. It's fucking surgery. You're getting cut open. I mean, it's a surgery. Your organs get removed from your body. Who wants that? I don't want that to happen, but if my son has to come into the world that way, then you know what? Damn it, my kid's coming into the world that way. But, you know, on the flip side of that particular coin is that I trust my midwife that if she says, Jessica, it looks like you're going to need a C-section, that she's not bullshitting me and just wants to go home, because this woman's on call 24/7 every fucking day of the week. Doctor says that, a hospital, I don't trust your ass. As far as I know, you just want to get home to dinner. No. It's a whole lot of fuck no. Anyways, that's all I can think of right now, and this is now 18 minutes and 8 seconds. That's a long video. So I'm going to cut it off there. Hopefully I will be able to talk to you about some other stuff here in about a week or two. We'll see what happens. I'm going to continue to try and keep notes about how I'm feeling and how things are going, and trying to, you know, kind of keep an eye on that for you guys. And, of course, reporting how things are going with Sean. So, anyhow, I'm glad that I've finally been able to bring you guys this good news. And I will see you soon.